Hello and welcome, Pauleh here, and I am playing Star Wars Conquest, a mod for Mount & Blade. And this is my Path of Light series. Now, Zantol's fame is spreading far and wide. He had once been known as a mercenary working for the Hutts, and he had entered in various tournaments and he had done pretty well. And then things went south with the Hutts and he was a slave, sold to a few people until ending up in the care of a nobleman from the Boo. And Zantol was forced into more tournaments, more arenas, more pits to fight in, and he is a damn good fighter. But his fame had spread. One victory too many, and word had gotten back to Jabba. Now Jabba already knew that he sold off Zantol, it made no difference, but to hear Zantol was doing so well, no, that was not going to sit well with Jabba. So what has happened is Jabba has sent out one of his men to bring Zantol back. They intercepted the nobleman's ship as they were travelling and told him to hand over Zantol. Now the nobleman wasn't exactly happy. He paid some good money and wasn't about to be threatened, but well, let's just say this also went south. And Zantol is forced to defend himself. This is life or death now. They're outnumbered, a lot of men came on. But the Hutts have really underestimated Zantol. And now everyone's fighting. Unfortunately, Zantol overwhelmed. It is a disaster. His hatred for the Hutts runs too deep, but his men were there, also slaves, sometimes fight as a team. They did their best to fight back, doing what they could. Doing what they could. The fight continued to go on. Zantol was already not really equipped for battle. He fell quick. The fight is still raging on though. Zantol's men, well trained, work together very well. They also despise the Hutts at this point. And the battle in the hangar. Which way could it go? Is Zantol's men going to be victorious? Most of the nobleman's forces, security force, it was only a light amount, just enough to keep his slaves in line, but the fate of the nobleman is unknown. What's going to happen to Zantol? If the Hutts are victorious here, but his crew are fighting, they're fighting well. They're fighting well. Will be anything left of this ship? The slaves, the rest of Zantol's crew, slowly letting each other out of their cells to join in the fight. And with that, slow wave after wave, they were able to defeat The first wave of forces sent by the Huts, they grabbed Zantol back. There was still more though, but Zantol was up now. His men rallied around him, the nobleman's security forces nowhere to be seen. And everyone just charged the Huts. Zantol taking a blaster bolt to the shoulder, hitting the ground hard. It rallied his men, they continued the fight. Blades, blunts, blasters, anything they could get their hands on from the fallen they used. And their pent-up anger from being locked away, betrayed, well, they unleashed it all here in this hangar. Now who did the Hutt send to bring back Zantol? Barada. Well, he's gonna have some useful information. Zantol's finally gonna find out what had happened after he's done talking to Barada. And with that, he was able to reclaim his crew. The nobleman, his body was found later, killed by the Huts. And yeah. This was good. This was very good. Zantol is free once more. He made his way to the medical bay, needing to heal up his wounds, find his equipment. So, it's only going to be a matter of time before word gets back to the cartel that one of Jabba's lieutenants had been defeated, captured by the very man he was meant to capture. So, Zantol's face will be that of a wanted man in any Hutt system. But that doesn't bother Zantol. He is going after the Hutts. He is going to bring that cartel down. First, his equipment. You could do with a shave and a haircut, but that can wait. Word reaches him. A nearby Hutt trading ship was passing by, partly escorted by Barada. That freighter now belongs to Zantol. They boarded the ship and rushed the occupants. kill them. Take no prisoner. Let Jabba know what's coming for him. We'll leave this empty freighter floating in space. There'll be nothing on it. Destroy everything if we can't make use of it. What is there to be taken? Nothing of real value. Some ale. Okay. First thing to do. Zantol makes his way to Kashyyyk. It's a rebel-held planet. But because they had gone after the cartel, they had managed to get some Transition skins. Now the Kashyyyk hate the Transitions, so this would be a good way to get on the planet. The skins were sold, as well as a few other choice items. While on the ship, they had managed to find some of the earnings, some of the nobleman's money, so Zantol wasn't completely broke. He had a little bit of cash to begin with, so he needed to recruit, he needed to do what he can. He would hit up cantinas. Looking for anyone. He needed soldiers. Mandalorians he had heard of. Always looking for work. He'd take them. He would move on. Skirting the edge. Just out of range of the scanners of Nal Hutta. Out of range of the outpost. He just wanted to dive right in, but no, he knew he mustn't let his anger get the best of him. And while he was so preoccupied with what he was going to do, how he could attack Nal Hutta, it seems he was picked up after all. Another lieutenant for the Hutt cartel managed to get close enough. A fat Gamorrean pig. They chased Zantol down to Kashyyyk. Why the Wookers led the cartel on the planet, Zantol doesn't know, but truth be told, it doesn't matter. All that matters now is that this guy does not report Zantol's position. So now blood must be spilt on the sands of Kashyyyk. Come on, you. Good. Now the rest of them. Zantol's crew, battle hardened, had fought in many arenas alongside Zantol, had worked together, had grown together. They're a perfect fighting machine.
Excellent.
Their landing party were defeated, and Warlug's men had sent word back up to his ship, and his ship was looking to leave, so Zantol had to chase him down. And they managed to catch up. So now the fight was going to be decided on the ship. Zantol had already been wounded after the many battles they'd already done, no time to rest. Zantol went down, but not before taking a few of the Gamorreans with him. The blow wasn't fatal, but the gesture spurred his troops on. How will this end? How can Zantol get to Jabba? That is the question. He can't just waltz onto Tatooine, a planet he once called his home, no. He would be picked up, he would be overwhelmed. He needed a plan, he needed to be smart. He needed something. Some edge. Some way in. He wanted his revenge. He wanted to take revenge for his family, his friends that were lost. The battle continued on for a while in the hangar of Warlug's ship. Each side battling back and forth. As with all ships of the Hutt cartel, fitted with many different passageways and hidey holes, so contraband could be smuggled. And it turns out it makes a great place to fight guerrilla style. So Zantol's men had to be very careful, but they were being worn down. Picked off one by one. They had to pull back. They had to pull back. Warlug got away, and with that, word would be sent to the Hutt cartel that Zantol is alive, well, and free. So Zantol's war with the Hutts begins. Till next time.